The United States Senate has finally spoken, and this time General Muhoozi Kainerugaba is at the center of the storm. Sanctions, election fraud, threats to the opposition, and Uganda's future relations with Washington. This statement could change everything. So what exactly did the US Senate say about Muhoozi? Why now? And what does this mean for Uganda and the region? Stay with me as I unpack this. You see, for years, General Muhoozi Kainerugaba, Uganda's chief of defense forces and son of the Uganda's longest ruler, President Yoweri Museveni, has been one of the most controversial figures in East African politics. From provocative tweets, open threats against opposition figures, to growing speculations about a political succession, Muhoozi has attracted both local and international attention. But this week, that attention turned serious. On January 23rd, senior members of the US Senate Foreign Relations Committee issued a sharply worded statement following Uganda's disputed elections. The senators described the elections as deeply flawed, citing violence, intimidation, arrest of opposition leaders, attacks on journalists, and the use of state security to silence dissent. And for the first time, the US Senate directly linked these abuses to senior security leadership, including General Muhoozi. They warned that Uganda's actions are not just a domestic issue, but a threat to democratic norms and regional stability. Here is the most serious part. The Senate called for a review of US security cooperation with Uganda and openly suggested that individuals responsible for repression could face targeted sanctions. This includes travel bans, asset freezes, and diplomatic isolation. In simple terms, Washington is signaling that Muhoozi is no longer untouchable. Uganda is a key US security partner in the region, especially in Somalia and counter-terrorism operations. But the Senate is making it clear security cooperation cannot come at the expense of democracy and human rights. If sanctions are imposed, it would not only affect Muhoozi personally, it could reshape Uganda's international image. This is also about succession politics. Muhoozi has long been viewed as a potential successor to President Museveni. But this US Senate statement complicates that path because no leader wants to inherit power under sanctions and international scrutiny. The message from Washington is clear. Power without accountability will come at a cost. The question now is not whether the US is watching. They clearly are. The real question is, how will Uganda respond? Will this trigger reforms or will it harden positions? Do you think the US Senate is right to consider sanctions against General Muhoozi? Or is this foreign interference in Uganda's internal affairs? Tell me in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video.